Hi, I'm Jen. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I am turning 60 years old this year, which means I have some life experience. I have some wisdom, I like to think. A lot of it is hard-earned, but life definitely becomes easier once you learn a few things. So I thought I would make today's video about 7 things that you should not do in order to have an easier life experience. Number 1, don't try to lie yourself out of trouble. The lie snowballs. You have to remember way too many details, and it's human nature to want to embellish, to make it better. And the next thing you know, you're staying up at night trying to remember which version of the lie you're on and who you told which version to. If you find yourself desperately not wanting to tell someone the truth, like it's not their business, but you don't want to seem rude by telling them that's not your business, smile and say that you don't want to talk about it, or you're not ready to talk about it. Both are true. There's no lie. No further explanation needed. If the truth is something that's going to get you in trouble, just tell the truth. I'm serious. Making up a story, making up a lie never works. You're always found out. And in the in-between, between telling the lie and getting found out, there is stress, anxiety, and possibly you're making enemies out of people that shouldn't be enemies. Take your lumps, live free from impending doom. Number 2, don't try to fix everything yourself when you're clearly out of your depth. I live alone, and a lot of my videos are about taking on tasks as a singleton that would normally be assigned to one or the other of partners in a coupledom, because living solo means that you are responsible for everything. But I am also the first to recommend hiring out to get work done. Admit that you don't know. Admit that you're not physically capable. Sometimes admitting that you need help is the bravest and the smartest thing that you can do. I have seen people in my own family waste hours, if not days, trying to troubleshoot or fix a problem that is very clearly out of their wheelhouse, and they still refuse to ask for help. Now, there's something to be said for tenacity and a never say die attitude, but there's also a lot of wisdom in knowing when you're beat. And the quicker you can come to that realization, the better it's going to be for you. Whether it's a technical problem, an emotional struggle, or a task requiring expertise that you just don't have, reaching out for help can save you from making the situation worse and wasting valuable time and energy. Pride isn't worth the risk of a bigger mess. Just get over yourself. Number 3, don't ignore the problem and hope that it will magically disappear. Now, sticking your head in the sand is an actual coping strategy, and it's a bad one. Not recommended. Problems don't evaporate. They grow roots and branches and little leaves. Avoiding them often leads to more complications. And what could have been a simple, albeit perhaps painful resolution turns into a full-on ordeal. Just face the issue head on. Even if it's intimidating or uncomfortable, it's way better than living under the shadow of an unresolved problem. That unresolved problem will inevitably demand more of your attention later, and absolutely it will occur at the most inopportune moment. Number 4, don't try to cut corners or take shortcuts when the stakes are high. A quick fix is great, but if you don't do it right, it often leads to unintended consequences. And those consequences will invariably leave you worse off than you were in the beginning. Rushing through a project, compromising on quality, neglecting key details, the little butterfly effect that these have with the ripples that they cause, can be lasting and costly. Invest the time and effort to do it properly the first time, even if it takes longer, because in the end, a thorough and thoughtful approach always pays off more than a reckless gamble. Number 5, don't blame other people for your mistakes. Pointing fingers might provide temporary relief, you think, but it undermines trust and it tarnishes your character in the long run. Once again, there's always somebody who knows the truth. There's CCTV, security cams, keyloggers, and date and time stamps. Technology will get you every time. People respect accountability, even when it's tough to own up to being wrong. Accepting your role in a bad situation shows maturity and integrity, and importantly, you are far less likely to do it again if you take responsibility up front instead of trying to deflect. If something's gone wrong on your watch, take responsibility, own it, accept it, move on, and learn from it. Number 6, don't underestimate the importance of setting boundaries. This is especially true when you're faced with situations or relationships that drain your energy or ask you to compromise your values. Boundaries aren't walls, they're guidelines. They set expectations for what other people should expect from you and also what you are expecting from other people. Not having boundaries can lead to resentment, depression, anxiety, loss of self-respect, loss of respect in general, just etc., etc. Enforce your boundaries with a calm confidence, and you not only protect yourself, but you encourage healthier relationships with other people. Boundaries are not selfish, they're essential. And finally, number 7, don't underestimate the power of persistence and patience in your quest to achieve meaningful goals. This is not the same as number 2, trying to do stuff you're not qualified for. This is more about life goals and not one single task. In a world that very often glorifies instant success and celebrates it, you may feel it's a little disheartening when it seems like you're not keeping up or showing progress, or if your progress isn't going as quickly as your peers. But true success rarely comes without effort and perseverance. So stick with it. Rushing through or giving up too soon only robs you of the fulfillment that comes from success after having put in time and effort. Remember, the journey itself can be more rewarding and as significant as the final destination. So those are 7 don't do thises from me. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And if you have any more, don't try thises to give to the younger generation. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.